The story begins in a small village in Russia, where 7-year-old Yaser is sleeping peacefully in his home. Suddenly, his sleep is interrupted by a loud knock on the door. When Yaser opens the door, a neighbor woman, who is already terrified, quickly rushes inside. She tells Yaser that the Germans have attacked the entire village and have killed his mother and older brother. She then helps Yaser escape through the window and urges him to run. Yaser does as he is told and flees for his life. Moments later, German soldiers enter his home and set it on fire. Yaser runs far from his village and gets lost in a dense forest. Being just 7 years old, he feels scared and alone, calling out for his mother. He spends the night in the forest, and by morning, we see him drinking water from a riverbank. Suddenly, he hears the voices of German soldiers and quickly hides behind a tree. The German soldiers light a fire by the river, cook food, and begin eating. Meanwhile, a snake slithers near Yaser, frightening him, but he stays completely still, afraid of the soldiers more than the snake. After a while, the soldiers finish their meal, put out the fire, and leave. Yaser then comes out, takes the leftover food, and disappears back into the forest. By evening, Yaser is exhausted, having barely eaten in the last 2 days. He spots a wild fruit and starts eating it, but suddenly a loud explosion terrifies him. Thinking someone might be hiding in the bushes, he shouts, "And if you try to come near me, I will shoot you with my gun." He tries to move forward but collapses from hunger and exhaustion. As Yaser lies unconscious, 2 Russian soldiers find him and carry him to their camp. They inform their commander, who questions Yaser about his family. Yaser tells him what his neighbor had said, that the Germans had killed his entire family. Everyone is heartbroken to hear that such a young boy has been orphaned. Seeing his condition, the soldiers give Yaser food and water and send him to a nurse named Nilam for treatment. As Nilam tends to his wounds, she talks to him, and Yaser grows fond of her. She starts caring for him like her own child. Gradually, everyone in the hospital becomes attached to Yaser. Even Jewel, a soldier, enjoys spending time with him. The commander also takes a liking to Yaser and visits him daily. Impressed by the commander's medals and rifle, Yaser asks him many questions. The commander patiently answers them and even lets him play with his gun. One day, Yaser shows off a toy tank drawn on his stomach and declares, "When I grow up, I will become a soldier too." Later, the commander steps outside and meets Nurse Nilam. It turns out they have been in love for a long time but have never confessed their feelings. Nilam pleads with the commander to let Yaser stay at the hospital, as the patients adore him. However, the commander wants to send Yaser to a safer home, fearing for his life in the war zone. Meanwhile, many people visit Yaser daily, spending their free time with him. The next day, German forces attack the camp, but the Russian soldiers bravely fight back and win. As time passes, the day comes when Yaser is to be sent away. A soldier asks the commander for permission to take him. Before leaving, the commander sits with Yaser, but can't meet his eyes. He doesn't want to let him go. He gives Yaser a wooden toy gun, hugs him tightly, and asks, "Will you be my son?" Yaser happily agrees. The soldiers rejoice at this news and work overnight to stitch a small uniform for Yaser. The next morning, they present it to him along with a pair of boots. Overjoyed, Yaser runs around proudly in his new uniform. But suddenly, German forces launch another attack, injuring many soldiers. One soldier saves Yaser by carrying him to safety. Once the German planes leave, Yaser rushes to check on the wounded, but in the chaos, no one pays attention to him. Heartbroken, he retreats to his room. Later, he helps tend to the injured, including a blinded soldier who asks Yaser to read a letter from his family. Though Yaser can't read, he still comforts the soldier by pretending to read it. Days pass, and Yaser starts seeing himself as a real soldier, performing small duties around the camp. One day, while playing with binoculars, he wanders outside the camp and spots 2 enemy soldiers hiding. He immediately alerts the commander. At first, they didn't believe Yaser's words, but still they wanted to verify what he said, so they went with Yaser. There, they saw 2 soldiers and immediately advanced to attack them, capturing both. The commander praises Yaser, saying, "You're an excellent soldier." The next day, the Germans attack again, causing chaos. Yaser notices the commander's distress. Their radio connection has been cut off. Thinking quickly, Yaser fixes the radio, restoring communication. The soldiers cheer as the commander calls for reinforcements. With this act, Yaser proves that though he's just a small boy, His courage is no less than that of a true soldier. Friends, if you like the story, don't forget to like the channel. Thank you.